Welcome to the magician's lair. Now, I have here 3 cups, exactly the same, completely identical, and there will be no camera tricks involved. So I want you to watch and see what happens to each cup. So here goes cup number 1. Right, here is cup number 2. Let's see what happens at cup number 2. Have a look, people. Just like magic. And now finally we have cup number 3. Let's see what happens to cup number 3. So from the same dish we have 3 different colors. Why do you think that is? And a true magician never reveals his secrets. So guys, I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Goodbye! Okay, so let's see how you actually do this experiment. The time is it's about 2 a.m. in the morning. And basically I was like, you know what, I have to finish this video because I started it earlier. But the kids were going crazy, so I had to stop it. I had to stop it, get them to bed because it's bedtime. And so here I am, 2 a.m. in the morning, explaining how to do a freaking practical. But it's all good, it's all good. So what you're going to need is a kettle. Now if you don't have a kettle, you can just heat up some water in a microwave or using a saucepan. But the kettle is just to heat some water. You can have as many cups as you like, and the key ingredient here is red cabbage. Now why they call it red cabbage when it's clearly a purple cabbage, I don't know. So all you're going to do is you're going to take some cabbage. Then what you're going to want to do is just cut it up using your hands or some a knife, whatever it might be. Just cut it up into smaller pieces. Now why are we cutting it up into smaller pieces? It's because we want to increase the surface area so that the reaction that we're looking to make will happen quicker. So once you've cut this up into smaller pieces, here's some I've done earlier. You're going to put them into a tray. In this case I've got them in a lunchbox. Then what you're going to want to do is obviously put your kettle on, and the purpose of the kettle is of course to heat up your water. So I've already got some water in there. So we're going to let that heat up, and then you're probably going to guess the next step is to place that water into the container which contains the small pieces of red cabbage. So I'm cool with that. Now obviously a health and safety precaution of this is you want to make sure that you don't burn yourself because the water is hot. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to give it a mix. So you need a spoon. Right, a spoon, a fork, it doesn't matter, just something to give it a mix. And so just keep mixing. And what you'll notice is the dye from the red cabbage will come out and it will form a bluish colour. Right, now this dye is actually an indicator for different pHs, so it'll tell you, depending on what colour it changes, if something is an acid, an alkali, or something is neutral. So the acid colours will have like kind of a reddy colour to an orangey colour, basically any colour on the spectrum of orange. So it'll be different shades of red, depending on how acidic it is. The neutral colour will be the colour that's being formed here, which is like a bluey, purpley colour. And an alkali colour will be green, which is one of what we saw. So now just to demonstrate, I've emptied out the first cup and I'm going to fill it up with vinegar. So here's some malt vinegar. Now you don't need to put it in a lot, you just put in a little bit, and that's why they looked the same. You know, when I said all three look the same, it's because I only put in a little bit. So that's a good way to kind of trick people. Now, from this bit, what you can do is, once you're happy with that, you've got some indicator solution out, and you will know because the color will change. The color of the water will change. You can just use a spoon to take out the large bits, and then you're good to go. So now, obviously, if you look here, it's a bluey, purpley color. But when I add it to the vinegar, now we know that vinegar is an acid, right? It'll turn red, right? And so that's how you do it, guys. Very simple experiment. So if we look here, I just want to show you all three. So this is an alkali, and I'll show you how I made that. This is neutral because it was just the same color that we added. Is the color of the cabbage, like whatever we added. So that's neutral, and this here is an acid. So we've got an acid, which is red, neutral, this was just water, and alkali was green. So how did I make the alkali? Let me show you. So what I did was I poured a little bit of Gaviscon into a dish, and then I added water to this dish. So I've got now Gaviscon and some water, and you're just going to give it a mix so that the Gaviscon can kind of mix with the water. It won't dissolve fully, but that doesn't matter. And then all you need to do is to take out a little bit and put it in the cup. So if you take out a little bit of that and put it in the cup, and then use your indicator. So I took out a little bit of this, like just a tiny bit, right, and I placed it into that cup. Then you take your indicator solution and you place it into the cup. So if you want to make solutions of different things, for example, a solution of baking powder, a solution of toothpaste, it's all done the same way. Put the thing that you're interested in a container, add some water, give it a mix, and then just take a bit of it and pour it into a cup. Then take your indicator solution and place it in that cup. So what you guys can do, now that you know what an acid, neutral and alkali would look like, you can make different solutions of different things within your house and test whether or not they are acid, neutral or alkali. Right. So you take a little small sample. I'm just going to just do a big one here, and as you can see, it turns from the purplish color into the green color, which indicates that the Gaviscon is an alkali. And obviously Gaviscon would be an alkali because it's going to help neutralize your stomach acid, because in your stomach you have a lot of acid, and so this Gaviscon is used in order to decrease the amount of acidity in your stomach so that your heartburn isn't as bad. And that's me signing out at about 2:30 AM. I'm going to edit this video and upload it now. Obsessions, people, obsessions. Not very good. Okay, so yeah, and guys, what I'm going to say finally is, guys and girls rather, is basically have a go at this at home. Do different mixtures. Get your parents involved. It's really good, fun activity for children. Like, I mean, my kids have done this loads of times and they absolutely love it every single time. Especially when you start off with this trick. It's really good, like birthday party trick or whatever. Everyone loves it. And it's how I start off my acid and alkali lessons when I teach it. It's always gets people. Okay, that's me done. Hope you enjoy this.